Hello my friends and welcome to another pick a card reading. I hope you're all doing really well. And today's pick a card reading is pretty much what you need to know right now. We're about to enter the month of, well, we are in the month of September, but we kind of are on the end of summer in the northern hemisphere, going into the time of harvest. So we're on that kind of like equinox stage. I think for those of you who are in Australia or like on the southern hemisphere, you're going from your winter to your spring, I think. So a very interesting transition time that's happening at the moment. I'm going to pick the cards with you on the screen. And then as normal, you can pick your pile. Oh, okay, so we've got pile 1. Actually, no, I don't want you to see it. I don't want to know what it is. Okay, yep, pile 1. The cards are not wanting to play ball, they want to be revealed. Oh, pile 2. I'm picking the ones that I don't know what the cards are. There we go, pile 3. Okay, so there are your piles, my wonderful collective. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye. So my lovelies, pile 1. Wonderful to have you here. Thank you. This is what you need to know right now, and it is a timeless reading. But I just wanted to think about that time of when I'm reading and picking up of that energy. It's almost like even if the harvest time may be seasonal, that can happen at any time for any of us. Like it depends on whenever we start a project. It's not specific to external time frames, even though it's only how we work within those time frames. So you at this moment could be harvesting something, even if you get to watch this in December or some other time. Whenever you see this reading is the right time for you. So let's have a look at what this card has to say. So rejection is protection and redirection. You may have been turned down in some way, shape or form. You may have been turned down from a job. You could have been turned down from being asked out, from some kind of business proposition or something like that. There also could be a fear of rejection, a fear that you're not going to be able to pick yourself back up after this rejection. Yeah, let's have a little bit. Actually, I want to take one of these first before I go ahead with the tarot. I definitely wasn't looking at the cards when I was shuffling there. Right there. So let's see what happens astrologically and with the planets, what's going on there a little bit. Okay, so upright is indecision, Libra and Venus. And then we have 7 and also it reversed. So you're having to make a decision, basically. You're in a position where you have to make a decision about what you really want. And it's almost like the rejection has been an opportunity for you to move forward in that respect. So it's almost like, right, okay, so I know. It's almost like when you get a no somewhere, that gives you the opportunity to go find a yes, you know? So That's really interesting. Okay, let's see what the tarot has to say about what you need to know right now. Nine of Wands. Six of Wands reversed. Empress reversed. Two of Swords. High Priestess. So, I mean, this is a blow to your ego, if anything. But that's quite, like, it's not as bad as you think it is. It definitely isn't. You may have had an initial defensive response at it, and it may have triggered some stuff, which could be related to female figures within your life. But it's okay, because you kind of are at a more evolved state of where you know how to deal with this rejection. So what I think Spirit wants to say to you right now is well done for managing this state of rejection really well. Like some people, like maybe it might be useful to think about how you reacted before, how you felt before, how you would deal with this beforehand as opposed to now. Because, you know, you might have lost your rag at it or something. You might have reacted in a very different way to it. And there's a sense of detachment that's going on massively. And what's really interesting here, what is that behind her? I have no idea, but they look like peace symbols. So for me, I think, you know, there's a sense of where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to smile and I'm not going to let it bother me. But really, it's bang out of order what happened. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I think with the Six of Wands being reversed there, it's almost like it's a minor. It's a real minor thing. It's not a major thing, which is wonderful. So well done for like dealing with this. You may have had to deal with indecision as well. Like you may have been waiting for somebody to make a decision and then finally they've decided no, and you've been waiting this whole time for them to like let you know, and then bam, they just kind of, yeah, they kind of let you down. And you're just keeping stum about it. You're not saying anything. You're not revealing anything. You're just kind of just being stoic, and not even Queen of Swordsy. You're being more High Priestess, which means that you're gonna find a different way. This rejection was definitely protection and redirection. I've said that many times in my like daily reads, which I've been thinking about quite a lot. I really miss those. I think, I think they'll come back in some way. Watch this space. They may not come back free though. They may be on a different channel. Like I might do it on my on like a monthly subscription service or something. We'll see. So we've got the Two of Pentacles here reversed. We've also got Death reversed. Let's see what else we have. The Two of Pentacles makes sense reversed with the Nine of Wands in response to those triggers. In looking at how you know, maybe you just lost it for a little bit. You thought, you thought, it just kind of triggered you. And yeah, it's kind of, in a way, that shows you that there's still some work to be done. I don't know, this is really encouraging because it shows to me that you guys understand your shadow really well. For those of you who haven't seen my shadow reading that I put out recently, or the last one that I did before this one, check it out, because there's definitely like some shadow stuff there. But you're dealing with it. You're integrating it. You're doing really well. I really like that. I like that a lot. So it's a really good level of self-awareness. Because that's the yardstick. That's how you know. When you can deal with things that you weren't able to deal with before, that's when you know that you're actually progressing in some way. We've got the Princess of Pentacles, which is the Page of Page of Pentacles reversed. There's just something that's non-committal here. So like in that sense, I think, you know, you're not going to show any commitment to anything that you don't feel okay with. You're just going to do your own thing. And then we have the Eight of Wands. You know your time will come, but just not yet. So, for example, if it was a job, you know, you got rejected for a job that you wanted. You may have like really worked your CV, really like looked at the, you know, really fought for it basically, or have been looking for work. Maybe that might be good. And, you know, you're kind of trying to keep it together, so that you can make sure that you don't feel that, one, that your self-esteem is in a good level, and also that you're financially secure. You know that mindset is going to be a lot to do with this. How you keep your mind and how you work with yourself is going to be really important. The way you talk to yourself, the way you engage with certain activities to help you, you know, making sure that you stick to a normal routine, even though like you may be sad that, you know, you didn't get what you wanted. Certain things that's like that you have in place to kind of reestablish your strength is going to be really important at this time, because it's almost like when something attacks your triggers, or like triggers off your triggers, you end up, you know you can go off course. So it's important for you to make sure that you just take time to remember what the long-term goal is, and to just continue to think of that rather than thinking about the immediate triggers that are around you. Because let's face it, right? There are going to be people and things that trigger us all the time. I was thinking about saying that in a very different way, but I said that in a much more diplomatic way just then. People can be challenging, right? Situations can be challenging. And yeah, I think it's just what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are above that, you know. Like I was in a queue the other day. Like I couldn't believe it. Like the queue for this thing was so long, and I was like thinking it was going to be really small. And like in the UK, we know how to queue. So there was this massive queue, and I tell you, like people just don't give each other personal space. I tell you, like people just like to be very close. And I asked for a bit of space, just to, like for this. And truth say, they were young kids. They weren't very old. But I got some serious back chat. I'm telling you, yeah, I got some serious back chat. And then I asked the young lady where her mum was, and then she got a bit scared. So I was like, you know, I just asked, you know, it's better that you give me a bit of space, because, you know, if I take my backpack off, I might hurt you. And then she was like, you just should move forward. I was like, wow. Like, and she was being so like rolling her eyes at me and everything. I thought, wow, this is interesting, and being very challenging. I said to her, I approach you as an adult. And she goes, I'm not an adult, I'm a child. And I was like, oh my God. So challenging situations can trigger you in certain ways to like make you go off balance. And that could be a rejection even in the sense of like who you are talking to, or like say for example you might be talking to your partner and the way that they are engaging with you is in a way a rejection of how you feel. Like they're maybe not agreeing with you or accommodating for you, or accommodating you, and that in itself could be a rejection that could lead to a sense of indecision, or lead to some sense of like action. So it's interesting, but you're working with your triggers, which is really cool. Wow, sensuality, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Now, a few things from this. So there's a really famous quote by a shamanic practitioner. I can't remember. I'll have to see if I can find it and post it. But basically, when we forget to do these 4 things. So when was the last time you danced? When was the last time you engaged in something that you loved? When was the last time that you felt that you laughed? When was the last time that you felt that you engaged in some kind of playful attitude? That gives you an opportunity to really engage with something deeply sensual and deeply loving, which is, we've got 3 here with the 2 and the 1, and then the Empress is reversed. So these triggers, or whatever they are taking you away from this sense of sensuality and also connection with oneself. It's not, when I'm seeing that sensuality, I'm seeing also sensitivity. I'm seeing the ability to feel things and be viscerally kind of, even though we are triggered or whatever, it's almost like appreciating the level that we are so that we can really put that to good use in the respect of understanding ourselves and others. So, yeah, I think that's how you can kind of like work towards gaining a sense of freedom when you're in that space of rejection, or not when you're in that space of rejection, when you're choosing to react to emotion of rejection. That's more accurate. So really interesting, actually. Love this reading. It's really deep, but you know me, my gorgeous collective, I don't go shallow. This one's going to be deep as well. I usually need a book with this one though, because I haven't got the meanings of them. They're like quite cryptic. All right then, the Sun of 417H. Now I know that 417 hurts. Taking a mickey out of myself there because I said H. The Sun of 417 hertz. I think that is the frequency of the heart chakra. Let me double check. Well, obviously this is quite interesting because it's just so synchronous. It's about you claiming your power, about you being able to have courage to go alone. At times where you don't feel like you could go alone, where you don't feel that you could, because when we go through periods of rejection, we do feel alone, even though like there's people around us. They're not the ones that got rejected, right? It's us. So how do we manage that? And the Sun is almost like remembering this kind of like sense of self, like you got this, girl. And that's I could say that to a boy as well, or like any gender. It's not, not specific, but you've got this. You've really got this. You've got the power that you need to kind of like work through this, despite having these things to kind of these things that are around you. And it says that like the frequency of 417 hertz is a spiritual truthception, a truth serum. It undoes the false perceptions and dismantles circumstances and situations that are not meant for the soul. When a challenging situation is helping the soul to grow, this frequency can help you understand how to work through it in a soul-centered way. So, I mean, it's kind of saying that, yeah, absolutely, that sense of like rejection is protection and redirection, for sure. So, very interesting pile 1. Beautiful, really beautiful. There's some deep learning lessons. So that's kind of what you need to know right now. You got this. Even though it feels like sometimes you haven't. You have got this. You've got what it takes. You've got this. So to close out the reading, pull out one of these beautiful Sufi cards. Wow. willpower. Improve your willpower to reduce your stress level. I would say, right, that this is specifically to do with the fact that, you know, you have to remember that you are in control of how you feel about things. When we allow ourselves to be dictated to by external circumstances, that's when things go wrong. So I think it's really important to remember this sense of power, because then that will help you. Another thing that I was going to say about this is that get into some form of movement. Get into some form that brings you into your body and into the present moment, because sensuality is about being in the present moment. And when we worry too much about the future, or worry about the past, or freak out about the past, we kind of lose our sense of the present moment. So, just kind of do whatever it takes to bring yourself back to the present moment and enjoy yourself in that fullness. Breathing exercises are really good. But I'm thinking something to do with physical strength, because that usually kind of helps. There's a beautiful poem that goes with the cards that come in this deck, so I'm going to read it to you. It's by Hafiz. Show me your face, so I would be free from the desire to see the roses. Stand tall, so I would see nothing but you, the lofty cypress of my garden. No matter how much you hurt me, Hafiz would never turn away from you, for I have found my freedom the moment I became a captive of your love. Wow. So no matter what, you'll still be there in a sense of love. Your higher self is speaking to you, Par 1. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, all the best. Thank you so much for watching. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 2, hello and welcome to your reading. I hope you're all doing really well. So good to have you here. Okay, right. So what do you need to know right now? But as I said to Pile 1, there is some vibes of kind of harvesting. I'll probably do a different reading for that. But yeah, it's that kind of thing, something kind of ripening, coming to the forefront for you to take notice of and do something with. So let's have a look. Wow, confidence. It's about time you stepped into your confidence, baby. Yeah, wow. Confidence. Love that. I love the fact it's this brown as well. It's just such a random colour. I would have never imagined this. This used to be the colour of my school uniform back in the day. And, I mean, having this colour school uniform is, yeah, it's interesting. So I've got my own kind of trauma around that colour, but I think it's very interesting. And I think it's also that idea of you just being who you are, regardless of whatever people are thinking. You just got to do you, babes. Do you know what I mean? Interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so what do my Pile 2s need to know right now? Could you give me some guidance, Spirit? And please help me to shuffle the cards with ease, because this deck has not been playing ball. Why? God, this is I don't know what's been happening. Okay, right. There we go. That's better. Try to be soft and gentle with the cards, but no. It wanted some firm handling. You got 2 cards, Pile 2. Generosity with Saturn and Leo, and then you also got achievement. Wow, Sun in Capricorn. You've also got 5 and 10. So it's almost like you, I don't know, you might have done a course or something like that and gotten to a point where you finished, and now you're able to step out and actually feel the benefits of what you've worked for. You may have finished a project at work or something like that, and now starting to see the fruits of its labor. There is something that's definitely, it's almost like you've been through something and now you're starting to reap the rewards of it. You're starting to taste the sweetness of the fruit that you have that you have planted and toiled so long for. That's what it feels like. Pile 2. Wow, love it. What's really interesting is I'm seeing here with these 4 stars, I think there's some kind of significance there. Bear with me. Okay, well, the book told me nothing about those 4 stars, so I can go ahead with my own interpretation. What I see by those 4 stars is almost like a foundation of where you may have thought, you know, about other people, other things, institutions, what people have kind of thought before you, and I feel like you've broken that barrier. Because with that achievement, that's I don't give a F energy. That's I don't give an F energy. Capricorns just get on and they do their thing. They don't care who's in their way. They just do it. Most entrepreneurs I know have strong Capricornian aspects in their charts. So there's something very much about, like, I was in a process of, not me personally, I'm just saying, like that you were in a process where you felt that, you know, you had to adhere to rules and regulations, and now you're like, I'm done now. I can just move on and do what I want to do now. Really interesting. The 9 of Cups. Sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. The 9 of Swords reversed. Wow. Oh, yes. Love this for you, pile 2. 4 of Swords. Okay. Well, you ain't going to be able to tell anybody about this, really. I don't think that you're going to be able to communicate it with anybody. You're just going to have to just kind of, you know, just kind of like do what you're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to just, after you've been through your sense of completion with what you're doing, you're not really going to talk about how, what you really wanted or really expected something to be, how it didn't turn out. You're just going to kind of just move on away from that. So for example, like in this situation where I'm seeing like work, but in this situation where you've been working on this project, you could do, I'm sorry, just lost my train of thought. You could do like, sorry my friends, I had to compose myself, and this is why you should like be completely focused on things. I don't know, the energy is a little bit weird at the moment, so I'm ending up losing my train of thought. I just went blank. So you may have fought really hard within done things within a certain set of rules, a certain set of parameters. Something that is going to really kind of cause you to want to break out and break free from this kind of casing that you've been working within. And there may have been some things that you thought were really wrong with what had happened, but you managed to gain some sort of sense of skill within that. Sorry about that. I'm not going to lie, like it was pretty intense with these two here. But you've managed to overcome it in a really good way. And you've used this as an opportunity to make like a clear start, a clear break. It has been painful, and I don't know, you may be sleeping a bit more, resting a bit more, because this particular Four of Swords, I can see the 3 more prevalently, and then we've got that 1 sword that's in the bed. So, and then we've got these 2 kind of like bed cards where she's in the bed and kind of, you know, not feeling great. So it's almost like you're sleeping it off a little bit, but you're not really able to communicate. So I would say, right, if there's anything that's bothering you or anything that's kind of like getting to you, in the respect of what's happened, make sure that you're siphoning it off in a really healthy way. For example, talking to a counsellor or speaking to someone, doing something that's going to help you to feel that you're heard. Because even if you're achieving stuff and doing things, if you're not communicating with other people about it, it could be a little bit like implosive. So just make sure that you're communicating with people what's going on, like with people that you trust. Obviously, I wouldn't say with everybody. I'd say that this is something that you need to kind of keep on a down low as well, because I feel like you were really disappointed by something. You were let down by something, let down quite a lot. So you worked hard to overcome it, and that's how you've gained your confidence and achievement. But you know, that derived from something that you didn't get. You know, it didn't come true. You expected something else and it didn't happen. So, you know, you've been managing yourself, but I feel like, you know, there's still some pain that's going on here. And the fact that we've got the 3 there, 3 swords there, then we've got this sword here and then the Ace of Swords reversed, that says to me that there's like a lack of you being able to communicate what you really feel to anybody. So it's going to be important for you to like make sure that you do communicate with someone, even if it is like journaling. Like make sure that you're doing something that helps you to communicate with people, or just get it out, because otherwise it could be a bit toxic. The Tower reversed. Yeah, it's not over. 3 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, let's see what happened. 3 of what? All right. Oh man, I'm sorry that whatever happened was a nightmare. Okay, good, and you really came out on top. We've got 3 major arcana here, all reversed. Tower and the Star reversed. Tell me it wasn't very, you know, it didn't leave you feeling very good. And with those 2 3s reversed, no wonder the 4 of Swords is up right there. And I felt that sense of sadness. Some of you may have involved other people in a project and then they just like flaked on you. Or they decided that they didn't want to be involved, or it just fell through. I use the word flake because I get quite emotionally attached to when people don't keep up their end of the bargain. But like it's, so I'm sorry for that personal reference. But yeah, it might have just fallen through. And it's caused you to move forward in a way that you never would have thought. You know, you just have to do something completely different. And you're actually quite surprised at how that's been achieved. I wouldn't be surprised if these people come out the woodwork to try and like be your friend again. Because you know that's how people stay. But yeah, and the reason why I say that is because of this Tower reversed. But also what I see that by that Tower reversed is that your wish may come to you in a way that you may not have even realised as well. That you may not even, you know, that you may not even think of. So yeah. Energy. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. We've got number 4 as well here. 1 + 3 = 4. 4 is here on the 4 stars that we have here. So it's this foundation. It was reversed. from me, seeing as this is reversed, it's making sure that your energy is in the right place. If your energy is in a place where, you know, and I think you kind of know this, but don't get too depressed, right? I think there's this sense where, you know, when you're, particularly because we've got Capricorn and Saturn here, there's a bit of that, you know, pressure, and you want to just chill with that a bit. You don't want to be too hard on yourself. You just want to be just kind of okay, because the harder that we are on ourselves, the more likely we are to kind of, you know, kind of weigh us. It will weigh us down. It weighs us down. It stops us from like engaging in the joys of life. And I think it's really important to do that while you're on every step of the way in this kind of like journey of like doing stuff. Because if we're just so joyless in our pursuit of doing this work, or any work that we choose to do, what's the point? It's about the journey, right? Trust me, this is all advice to myself. I'm resonating with this pile. Usually I resonate with pile 1, but this one is, I'm feeling my pile today. So yeah, this is definitely something that I think, you know, just take it easy on yourself and be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, pile 2. Wow, the telepathy of Terra Mater. Bear with me, my friends. I need to like look at the book for this, because actually, hang on. Let me look at it first. I'm so fast. My Gemini Capricorn brain, it just kind of like goes a bit like, oh, I need to look at the book. Right, okay. Because I might be wrong. Terra Mater, I'm not sure. Terra means earth. Mater. What I'm guessing is that there's a sense of innate knowing. That you know what is the truth. You know what is the truth of the situation. Particularly if these people try to come back to you and try to communicate with you in a way. But you know that what you had to go through, you know, kind of put you in touch with something that was really divine. Something that really helped you to speak in a way that you know, you were able to communicate yourself in a way that you hadn't done before. It was almost like, it feels like this BS that happened almost pushed you into this point of being in this space of achieving this sense of confidence and also this achievement. It's almost like, you know, kind of getting it from the poop and like really turning it into gold, you know. So I think that's what I'm getting from that card. Okay, so it's not, and also it's not logical. I think that's another thing as well. Nature doesn't work in a logical way. I think it's okay. It's Earth Mother, Terra Mater. Mater is mother. Okay, that's great. So yeah, you really did like show some badassery here. You really do. You really did. And I think you managed to show something in a way that people didn't expect of you. I wouldn't be surprised if you're doing it like in a really maternal way as well. Like that's what that card says. Like you're doing it in a really loving way. And that's why people are like coming, like, that's why I said people might come back to you and maybe kind of try it in the respect of try and take advantage of what that is. So just be careful of that. But what you need to know right now is that, you know, you did a good job. You're allowed to marvel and bask in the sense of confidence. Just watch your sense of energy. Understand that you are witnessing probably the divine feminine at work, and allow yourself to be within this space that is unsure, even because you've planned a lot, you've done a lot, like you've You've worked hard. Wow, you've got transformation. Let love transform you forever. I think you've really ascended from this situation, pile 2, which is beautiful. You've actually been able to change in a way that is really inspiring others. But I just have a sense that people will try and take advantage of that. So just be aware. So these cards, it's the Sufi oracle. So they have a beautiful poem that I will read to you. Transformation. Let love transform you forever. I was dead, became alive. I was tears, became laughter. The power of love arrived and made me everlasting power. My heart felt the glow of life ripped open in bloom. I have no fear. I have the heart of a lion. I shine like Venus. Wow. Wow. No wonder the divine feminine is behind you and you are just shining like a light. That's why all these moths are coming to you. And other things, of course, but still. That's why. But it's been born out of something quite sad. So sending you a big hug, pile 2. I hope you enjoyed that reading. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. And thank you for allowing me to read your energy. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care, have a beautiful day, and I'll speak to you very soon. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye. Pile 3, hello and welcome to your reading. So you chose this card. Let's have a look. So before I start, there's 2 things. There's something about harvesting here because of the time that I'm doing this. This is a timeless reading, but harvesting can happen at any time. So I think that's really important to just mention. Even though we are, this reading is done on the 3rd of September 2023. This is a timeless reading, but there is something about something coming to fruition, or you picking something, dealing with something coming to its fullness and you working with it. So let's see. Wow, faith. Faith by George Michael just came into my head. Faith in things that don't seem sure. There's a sense of uncertainty, or you actually are having, you've actually got like quite an admirable amount of faith. I think that may be more accurate actually. You're feeling more faithful, as in you're feeling like a bit more positive. Wow, you got 2 cards as well. Pile 2 got 2 cards. So you got Rebellion, which is Mars and Aquarius, and then you got Isolation, which is Saturn in Virgo, but then it's reversed. So there's a little bit of Four of Swords vibes there, but it's coming out of it. And maybe the idea of having hope and faith in a situation is an act of rebellion. Pile 3. Really interesting. Maybe it's something you're not used to, maybe you're used to like being like quite pessimistic about something. Maybe you're used to and it's actually you coming out of isolation. So say, for example, if you've decided to like put out a project or something like that, or like engage in something that may seem different to what you're normally used to. I think this reading is telling you that it's okay to have faith in this. It's okay. It's okay to believe that it's going to work. Because it is. Knight of Swords reversed. 3 of Pentacles. Wow, love it. 9 of Wands. Interesting. but understandable. Ace of Cups, yes. And then the Seven of Pentacles. So, I mean, okay. Always give the bad news first. It's not bad. Okay, we've got the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom there. The worst part of this is that it may not be as, you know, you may not get the return as immediately as you think. But, oh my gosh, it seems like it's going to be pretty good. It seems like it's going to be very good for your emotional well-being and also productivity-wise. You're going to be able to really engage with your productivity in a way that you never have done before. There is going to be a bit of fear and a little bit of defensiveness about what you've done, and also about what you're doing. But that's okay, because that's normal. And, you know, you've kind of like put this into a plan that you know will work. And, you know, that's really interesting. They're looking to rob a bank. Excuse me. They're looking to rob a bank. By the way, that isn't because of tiredness. That's because when I usually do readings, I yawn for some reason. So FYI. But most of you know my readings, so you know that I yawn quite a lot. But yeah, the Three of Pentacles, there's this real kind of camaraderie between other people. People are going to be cheering you on. People are going to be really rooting for you. And not only that, your interactions with other people are going to really help you. They may help you to stop being so defensive and open your heart a little bit more, because that's what's happening here. They actually give you the faith you need. Because I don't know if you've, you know, you might have wanted to come forward with certain things and not been able to because you've not really felt like you could. Interesting. Let's have a look at this clarification. Yes, Queen of Wands. You've been busy. You've been really busy, like trying to manifest something to come together, and you know, you want a kind of stability for yourself that isn't yet available to you, but it's coming, it's on its way. It's like it's in a work in progress. It's almost like you know as well that you need to involve other people in this. You can't do it alone. Which is why the Three of Pentacles was there underneath. Four of Swords. I told you, Four of Swords. That's that energy. But it's reversed. Okay, interesting. So I think that maybe as a reaction to like you feeling defensive, you go silent. Just something to watch. I don't know whether or not it's a good idea for you to change that. But it's just interesting. We've got two fours here. And I would rather that one be reversed, that one be the other way around. I'd rather these be swapped over. But they're not. They're this way round. So this says to me that this is a way of you being able to like harness your power in a little bit more of a productive way. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, okay. And the Nine of Wands again. Yeah, there's some like, I don't know, I feel like you're walking on hot coals a bit. You're getting triggered a little bit. Why? Why are you getting triggered? Look at that. Three of Pentacles reversed. I don't know, you're scared about something. There's a fear here. What are you scared about? I want to know what that's about. Let me have a look. What is pile 3 scared about? Okay, about what they want not coming true. Well, or maybe even getting what they want. Or getting what you want. God, that's complicated, right? Can I have one on this Four of Swords? Emperor reverse. Okay, this is old patterning from yeah, this is old patterning from either a male figure or either the kind of paradigms that you've got in place in response to structure and about things that you think should be the way that they should. So interesting, because you've got rebellion there. Okay, so you have to have faith in your rebellion, pile 3. What you're doing is quite revolutionary, or whatever you're doing is quite, for you, yeah? Maybe not in the, like, you know, I don't know. Whatever, however other people want to view it, that's up to them. This is about you. But whatever you're doing, for you, this is revolutionary. It's maybe a step out into something that you haven't done before. And there's like certain mind frames and structures that are in place that almost work against you, like in a dictatorial sense, like in a like the Emperor reversed is the one who like is the ultimate dictator, like you know, the president of certain countries that, you know, that don't let anybody in or out. I just watched a documentary on the Korean situation on the northern side. And like, I just thought, wow, I'm really glad I live where I live. I'm very fortunate. So, you know, it's that kind of totalitarianism that we show towards ourselves in the respect of like how we want to move forward in things. And it's almost like an act of rebellion towards oneself. So you're trying to like make sure that, you know that acting in this way is going to really help you, but it's almost like it's just going against it's going against the grain. And for those of you who are working in something that like seems quite regular and normal, maybe this is a time to consider thinking outside the box and going outside of that, and what that might mean for you to do that. I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying that this is what is signified in these 9 of Wands. You've got 9 of Wands reversed. You've got 9 of Wands upright twice. So this means that this is a source of like, it triggers you pretty intensely. And I don't think that's a bad thing, but I do think it's something that it's just a bit dictatorial, and I don't know, a bit anticlimactic in the sense of being able to achieve happiness. Now, there are many people in history that if they had achieved a sense of happiness, and I think as human beings, if we'd achieve a sense of happiness, I don't think we'd continue really, or true happiness. You know, that sense of contentment. I mean, there are some people in the world that can just kind of be content with what they've got kind of thing. But then there's others of us, like myself, who just continue to strive. We're always just striving for more and more and more. We want more. It's part of the human condition. So I think that's kind of like what's coming to the forefront here. There's that sense that striving can get a bit out of control, and then it will be like, can it ever really be happy? And not only that, because the 3 of Pentacles came up, where did I see it? I thought I saw the 3 of Pentacles reversed. No, I didn't. Interesting how that came up. Oh well, ignore me then. But I was going to say, like, sometimes that can stop you from working with people, but I don't know about that. I think this is to do with yourself. This is about the pressure you put on yourself. And particularly with that Saturn Virgo thing. That is a nightmare. That's intense. Really intense. Virgo is quite neurotic anyway. Add into the mix you've got Saturn. That's intense. So that's like that's like the critic having the hyper mega ultra critic on its tail. So just take it easy. That's why we've got this here. That's why we've got this Emperor reversed. And that's why the 4 of Swords is there. It's saying take it easy. Because otherwise you're just going to be 9 of Wandsing it. It's not 9 of Swords, so you're lucky there. So you're not losing any sleep. But that's in relation to other people, that 9 of Wands. So that's about how that influences your drive. So you need to be careful with that. That's what you need to know right now, pile 3. Really interesting. Okay, let's pull some more oracle cards for you. I'm really enjoying these readings. They're really juicy. Oh my God, you got the same as pile 2, energy, but you got it upright. So what makes me think this is that I think this sense of fight gives you energy. Like I think when you go against the grain and have faith in what you're doing, it actually gives you energy. And interacting with other people. You've definitely got to interact with other people. Do not do this alone. I'll read it for you. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me and make me shine. A light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. For those of you who do any work with Kundalini, I would advise that do it with caution, because Kundalini activation is pretty intense. But in the most basic form, like, the Kundalini is the, you know, it's the spark of creation. So that is within us. It's this fire. It's this energy. It's the chi. It's you know, it's that energy. So if there's a way that you can tap into that, and I'm thinking that this is something that is already going on, because you've got this sense of rebellion here, and Mars, that Martian energy is really good for that. It's also this kind of precursor to the faith. You know, you wouldn't have faith if you didn't feel motivated. So there's something about capitalizing upon this energy, and you do have the Queen of Wands here, which is, to me, like the lesser magician. So you're really working with this in a really amazing way. Quite similar, the readings, like particularly pile 2 with this reading. There's just a sense of you being able to manifest this properly, like, and work with the energy properly. But don't doubt yourself. Have faith in yourself. I think that's the main thing, because you can be a bit hard on yourself. I only want one. Well, I mean, you know, I just spoke about Kundalini, didn't I? Right, okay, so, like, the Naga, right? And I know about this because I've got an interesting relationship with my own Naga. So the Naga are these mythical, and I'm sorry if I get this wrong, I need to do my research a bit more thoroughly, but I will give you a general thing and then you can go and research it more in depth. Nagas are snakes which are perceived as, or big, like big snakes, big snakes, talking about like dragon size, that are perceived as bad, not very good. They're perceived as almost as, you know, evil. But really, they're like your friendly neighborhood, like big snake dragon. So, and it's interesting actually, it might correlate, because my own personal Naga, I see that as my inner critic. My inner critic is this massive, big black snake that's terrifying. But essentially, when I have a conversation with it, I understand that it will help me. That it's there to help me. It's there to look after me, to protect me, to make sure that nobody can be as critical as it can. So what I get from this card is almost that you work towards becoming friends with your critic, becoming friends with, becoming the queen of. So you understand who is in charge here. Not this paradigm of thinking in the respect of something that confines you, but having it something that shapes who you are. And really residing in that power. Fantastic. Fantastic. It's amazing. Love it. Love it. I'm just having a quick look at the book, because these are pretty deep, these cards. Right, okay. Yeah, sacred tasks exist for you to fulfill, is to be found through connection to your heart. Be open only to those most authentic teachings which prove useful to your continued spiritual progress and personal freedom. So, I mean, Nagas are known as, they're known in spiritual traditions in India, Nepal and Tibet. They're seen in shamanic and tradition and cultural traditions. I work quite extensively with my Naga. And they're connected to water. So if you have any kind of like journeys or dreams that connect you with snakes and water, that might be something that might be interesting to explore. Kuan Yin is also connected to this Naga as well. A benevolent. Nagas really are like, they are benevolent because they're your process. Like I said, like, you know, the inner critic can be so harsh and it can destroy you, which, yeah, I've been on that journey. But like, I think, you know, when you kind of like understand what the purpose is of it, then you start to harness its power. It's almost like, yeah, once you're not scared of it, it can't affect you. And not only that, once you understand its potential, like why it's there, its function, I think that's what's the most important thing. You need to understand what the functionality is of this thing in your life. So with this Emperor reversed, it's almost like understanding what the function is. And that's probably why we've got the Four of Swords here, because it means like you need to meditate on it. You need to do something. And for those of you who are interested, let me know. Might do like some kind of like workshop in terms of journeying, because this would be a perfect thing to work with shamanic journeying or meditation, one of the two, to explore working with your Naga, to explore that side of you and how that kind of is embodied for you, so that you can start to be really in control, not of it, right? Because that's the same thing as if like you're being in control of your own thoughts, which we can't be. But it's about you being in control of what you do about it, how you feel about it, what you think about it. So in terms of like, oh, I see my Naga, or I see something that's really critical of myself about the way I'm doing something. Oh, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. There's a little bit of imposter syndrome here. That's what I think it is. Particularly with that rebellion card, it's imposter syndrome. But something about this like generates a lot of energy for you. So there's a real sense of you needing to have faith in yourself and about what you're doing. Because this is a real evolution of your soul. Like you need to do this. Like this figure coming out of this, it seems to me like she's coming out of the snake. Like this is what it's supposed to be. And here, you know, what I said before, it's like a fear of you getting what you want. So sometimes the eternal struggle of not getting what you want can almost feel like the work, you know. Oh yeah, then that's okay, I can continue to work. But that might be something to think about. Powerful, really powerful, pile 3. Love it. Love it. But yeah, let me know in the comments. If you're interested in that, I might do some kind of like workshop or something like that. Because that's so cool. It'd be really cool to explore it through like shamanic journeying or like meditation. Wow. The union of love. To close out your reading. Embrace the beloved within your heart. See? Very resonant readings. Very resonant. The cards are just working in sync today. I love it. Usually I like pre-shuffle the cards. And then I do them. But then I did it with you on screen. So I love that. Wanted to change it up a bit. Do you know what I mean? Right, okay, let me just have a look at what this is. Because, so, I mean, I know that this is like this understanding of you being loving towards yourself, being kind towards yourself. Understand that, you know, the reason why this is coming up is to express itself, to understand itself, to love itself, or to be loved, right? But there is also a poem, which I'm going to share with you because it's so beautiful. Okay, this is by Ibn Arabi. I don't know, I pronounced that probably really badly, I'm really sorry. The union of love. Embrace the beloved within your heart. I am in love with no other than myself, and my very separation is my union. Oh my God. I am my beloved and my lover. I am my knight and my maiden. Oh my God, I love that. I love that so much. You are the captain of your soul. You are the creator of your destiny. Regardless of not whether or not like you decide no or yes, you're right. And that's why you've got to be the champion of yourself. You have to champion yourself, pile 3. You have to champion yourself and make sure that you're continuing to do it. There's no point just plodding along. You need to like go for it. You need to have Queen of Wands energy. Pile 3, that's an amazing reading to finish on. I'm so glad that you know that you're in this space, and thank you so much for allowing me to read your energy. I feel so privileged to do so. If you like this reading, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, my darlings, you take care. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you again so much. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think I already said that. But otherwise, take care. I'll see you soon. And remember that honesty is always key. Bye.